We back with another reflection on the Daily Vedantic, your daily dose of the timeless wisdom of the philosophy of Advaita Vedanta. Which, if you're tuning in for the first time, go check out the first episode, which gives a 15-minute summary of the whole philosophy. So the entirety of the philosophy in 15 minutes, it's quite a simple philosophy, to be honest. It's like anything. It is simple to articulate. As far as philosophies go, it is as simple as it is powerful and complete, even in those 15 minutes. So if you haven't checked out that intro episode, I highly recommend going to check that out. And if it's been a while since you checked it out, as we, in the last episode, talked about the power of reflection and how powerful reflection is to retaining, digesting, and experiencing anything. It could be learning surfing and the power between reading about it and reflecting on it and experiencing it. 3 completely different practices, but one can lead to the other. In fact, one often does lead to the other. It maps to the 3 perennial practices within this philosophy of Shravana, Manana, Nidhidhyasana: listening, reflecting, and experiencing, or meditating. And one of my favorite ways of articulating this philosophy in just one succinct phrase is this. I've done an episode on it once or twice, but felt like it was time for a reminder. One of the best lectures in the insight is within this phrase. It's not out there. We take on these impossible missions in our life. Nearly all of us do. Of thinking, well, if I get a medical degree, my parents will finally be happy and I will feel like I belong in this family. If I make partner at the law firm, if I get married, that is a powerful one, because the romantic philosophy is no longer in vogue with nearly any philosopher around the globe. It has fallen out of favor 150 years ago, and yet it still drenches mainstream books, music, TV shows, movies, where it tells you that if you just find that partner, you'll have it all. I think it was Jerry Maguire and Tom Cruise saying it so delusionally: you complete me. Setting us all to think. I think I saw the movie when I was 11 or 12 years old, all to think that, yeah, if you find the right person, they will complete you. If you find the right job, it will complete you. If you get the right validation, if you get the right financial milestone, it will complete you. Nothing happens. The best surfer in the world, John John Florence, when he won his 2nd world title, and we talked about this in the latest Venice Vedanta Club. When he won the 2nd world title, he was coming off of winning, and he was asked, what does it feel like to win your 2nd WSL, World Surf League, WSL title? And he said, he's coming back in, he's smiling, he's reeling in the moment, but his answer was so curious. He said, nothing changes. He's coming out of the water and he's smiling because he's taking in the moment, but he gets asked, what does it feel like to win your 2nd WSL World Surf League title? And he said, nothing changes. I've been surfing since I was 3 years old. Tomorrow I'm going to go surfing with my brothers. Nothing really changes. This comes on the heels of probably the experience of the first time that he won, and having that illusion burst, thinking that would finally give him some type of inner peace. I can only project, but I find it so interesting that it was on the 2nd win that he said something so profound and philosophical. Nothing changes. This maps so well to the phrase that Swami will say often: nothing happens. Swami, I think I should take this job in London, and go for it. Nothing happens. Swami, I think I should marry this girl that I've known. So yeah, go for it. Nothing happens. Swami, I'm really worried about this or that. Nothing happens. You get $1 million, nothing really happens. You get that title you've been aiming for your whole career. As they say, a raise becomes your salary within 6 weeks. You have Super Bowl winners that say that they become depressed a week later because it wasn't all that it was cracked up to be. Justin Kan, the founder of Twitch, they sold their company for $1 billion, and he's on the board of Magic Mind and is a close friend, and he shares publicly that 4 months later, he couldn't get out of bed for 4 days because he was so depressed. Thinking that that would be the thing to give him this inner peace. And nothing really changed. It is an impossible mission. An impossible mission to pursue an illusion that external achievement, that external attainment will provide any lasting inner satisfaction. It is an illusion on the grandest of scales. And it has these punctures when you see someone like Justin talk about his experience of selling a company for $1 billion. See John John Florence talk about nothing really changing even after winning a second world title. You have the pro golfer Scottie Scheffler, who said about 3 weeks ago, about 2 days before winning the US Open, said in an interview, this game of golf, it doesn't provide a fulfilling life. You're chasing after goals constantly for decades, but it doesn't provide a fulfilling life. And he said that, he added that comes from family or other personal pursuits. But this philosophy is a little more refined than perhaps a professional athlete's perspective when it says it's not even in family. I remember one of my closest friends, Ajay, he and I were at the ashram together, and he asked Swami, I'm getting married and I'm excited to have a family. And Swami said, why? He just looked at him like deadpan, why? He said, well, the joy of having children. And he's 96 at this point. So a few years ago, and without missing a beat, he said, there's joy in drugs. It's in such contrast to what the world around us would tell us about something like having children. But doing something because there is a perceived joy in it, that's a slippery slope. Where does that end? And a perfect counter to that being the arbiter of what we pursue and what we don't pursue, is the observation that there's joy in drugs. We see it over and over again in parents, potential parents, thinking that having children is going to complete them. And it's an illusion we can all buy into when the mom is 6 months pregnant or when the baby's 3 months old. But as an adult, when you look around, out of 10 people How many have great relationships with their parents? One, maybe two. The norm is stressful, strained, challenging relationships, often stemming from a parent that's thought to themselves, I'm going to have you for what you're going to do for me. And I'll be damned if you're going to rebel against that wish of mine, that joy that you're supposed to give me, that satisfaction, this impossible mission that I've put on your shoulders to complete me. There are 1,000 ways in which that goes wrong. And it all comes back to this phrase, it's not out there. The parents and children that have the best relationships are the ones where the parent feels complete on their own, feels self-sufficient, doesn't pester, doesn't hover, doesn't strain the relationship through severe attachment to that child, that selfish attachment to keep them close. The devouring mother that tries to consume that child in their life under the guise of protecting them, but not letting them ever spread their wings. Versus the parent that is, in a healthy way, detached from not needing that child to be around or to be something that they want them to be, not needing them to play a role that gives them completeness, but letting them spread their wings and become the person that they meant to be. That detachment, that healthy detachment is the hallmark of a great relationship, that self-sufficiency. Not needing the kids to do something performative or achieve the dreams that the parent couldn't achieve, not needing anything from the kids. That self-sufficiency is the hallmark of a great relationship. It's not out there. Whatever you're seeking, despite the 1,000 voices that tell you it's in that achievement or that attainment, this philosophy for thousands of years tells us that those are impossible missions. Because what we are seeking is not out there. As Christ said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. That is today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time.